Pinstar, and this is Pinstar Plays Wingspan. So yeah, let me see if I can't pick myself up after that last game. that was a really rocky start, I'll admit. But you can come back from bad starts. I may have been able to salvage that one with a slightly different order of operations, but who knows? We're still playing against the same thing, switched up the avatars a little bit. I will be recording, possibly streaming, this Friday, a multiplayer mashup with 4 other humans. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's dive in. Ooh, I picked a different background and yeah, different sounds too. Nice. Going for a little fall pumpkin-y theme here. We are second, which is better than last time. Means we have a potential... Oh. Well, that's a really good one right there, the Carolina chickadee. I'm going to hope that yellow has good birds themselves and they don't want to go grabbing, because I kind of want to go grabbing. Great tits, also really good. And also allows me to make a countless number of jokes. So yeah, we'll be taking that. Because this gives us 2 food, and we have a pretty good choice as to what kind of food that is. Now, we could go for a card engine with the Chiff Chaff. This could be a really serious card engine later on. Like, this isn't something we'd want to play and deal with in the early game, because we kind of need cards. Now, if we're going heavy forest, Great Tit into California Quail and the Chickadee to round it out would be pretty darn good too. Yeah, because this gets us egg laying in the forest while we're at it. So let's get the food needed to play the tit. And if we can grab the chickadee turn 1, we will, because it's just that good. If not, if yellow nabs it, we're not in a bad place. All right, what do we got? Birds worth less than 4 points, or birds in hand. Well, the quail and the chickadee are both under 4. Tit is exactly 4, so that doesn't help us out. I don't know if we're going to be going wetlands heavy, so I'm going to go with the backyard bird here. All right, let's make it happen. All right, yellow, do you nab the chickadee? Yes, you do. Okay, you know what? Again, I knew that was a possibility, but I'm accepting of it, because we got some good plays in our hand, regardless. All right, so first things first. Yeah, we gotta get you on the board.
Great tit. Great tits have been known to use conifer needles as tools to pull insect larvae out of a tree.
Yeah, no comment. Ooh, you're going for a rough, and yeah, you got the Carolina chickadee. You probably didn't have any good starter forest birds in your hand, which is, I mean, I'd do the same thing. Okay, so this will reset the bird feeder, so we want to grab what we need now. I mean, I could nab the worm, but we know we need the wheat. Yeah, now we reset the bird feeder, so you do have to chance it, but we can kind of grab whatever the heck we want. And yeah, wheat and worms are equally represented here, so let's get a worm. That way if our opponents take wheat in the following actions, we'll still be okay. I'm going to take the food just because I know what I need is there. You drew more birds. And as far as the other things, the acorn woodpeckers, it's a thing. It's not a thing I'm terribly excited for. The face-up cards are kind of garbage. But I might need to go the Gallinoo because I, at present, have 0 wetlands birds and thus a terrible thing. So we might be willing to give our opponent some cards, especially if it scores us 7 points. But for now, I'm okay waiting. So we go for our wheat, which we know we need. If we go the Gallinoo later, what food do you need? Berries. Actually, there is a berry here. Of course, I could get screwed by taking a berry here and then getting no wheat on the reroll. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. Ooh, that almost stung me. That almost stung me. And there goes the Gallinoo. Alright. I was pondering taking the Gallinoo while I was at it, because that would have worked out nicely, but nope. And unfortunately, the thing it got replaced with was not helpful. And I am not solo card blind drawing from the deck. We are going to stall until someone does something about this. Even if it means, well... should have taken the Gallinoo. That was a misplay on my part. Food, you lay eggs. Alright, we shall continue our stall.
California quail. California quail nests have been reported with as many as 28
And now we
eggs.
have a much better food action. More food. More food, which means nobody did nothing about the face-ups. I should have taken that Gallinoo. Ugh. Because, I mean, yeah, I could go for food now, but I don't know what I want. I don't know what kind of food I need to grab. But it makes more sense. I mean, we could go for a little owl in the prairie. It's not that great, and it's not even under 1. Do my opponents have any predatory birds? No, you just have the chickadee. You don't even have forest birds. What are you doing? You guys must have gotten garbage starting hands. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining. Well, maybe they'll get desperate then. Pick up the acorn woodpecker. All right. Well, since our goal is eggs in the forest, I mean, we could do a double lay action, but I'd rather just get a whole heap of food and then an egg in here, since that technically progresses our goal anyway. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Go for wheat. Lay an egg. Reset the bird feeder. Rats tend to be more useful when grouped, so I am going to take another rat. Because usually if a bird wants to eat a rat, it wants to eat several rats. Alright, anybody? Ooh. Well, you're not useless. You are a warm body in the wetlands, so I'm kind of willing to go for you. And it's a brown power, so Alright, yeah. Hooded merganser, and then we start looking for predator birds in the wetlands. I will want to try and snap up a fish before this gets reset. And a worm while we're at it. And actually we can get exactly that. Lay an egg, refresh. Yeah, we'll get another wheat. So we're a little food heavy, but that's not a bad thing. 3 eggs in the forest. Not a guarantee. Oh, but it was good enough for me. I'll take it. And now total birds. I think we will be good on this because of our food engineer. Alright, what did we get here? And we go first, so we get first dibs at this stuff. It's all forest birds. Sadness. Yeah, I don't really want more forest birds. My opponents might, so they might grab the face-ups. So I think I will stall a turn, play my hooded merganser.
Hooded merganser. Merganser chicks jump from their cavity nest to the ground when they're just 1 day old.
And we'll see what we can get. Come on, guys. Pick the face-ups. You know you want to. And they stole a rat. You took my rat! I forgot about that thing. Yeah, we'll get another worm. Not gonna refresh that, are you? Welp. Yeah, we can spend the egg to get 2 cards. I mean, we could go Woodpecker Vireo, but I really kind of want a nice strong... I mean, the Nuthatch is pretty good. Nuthatch Vireo is pretty good. Because this can get us points even if we don't need the extra food. And Vireo, we got everything we need for all of these. I mean, we could also do the Woodpecker. That would actually save us an action. Granted, we'd need more eggs to play all of those. Well, you know what? Tell you what. Let's blind draw one of these. There's our hawk. Oh, yeah, it's one of those. And it's in the forest only anyway. We'll take the Nuthatch for now. Yeah, I don't have any other... I don't have any of the others for that. But the Nuthatch will certainly help out. And there goes my other rat. And we'll take a fish. Black-eyed magpie's an interesting grab. I mean, it's another bird. Now, does that little owl count? That is not technically a predatory bird. So yeah, the magpie would do nothing. Alright, we play and stall.
Eurasian nuthatch. These birds will often recycle old woodpecker holes as nesting sites.
And we will know not to stalk rats anytime soon, unless we actually need them. You finally play that Galanu that you snapped up from me. I could have made so much more use of that and given you free cards while we were at it. Aye. Yeah, we're gonna go digging blind, but I'm okay for a double dig. There we go. Some warm bodies. Not exactly what we want, but draw 3 cards and keep one of them. Yeah, actually, I really like this one. We could start loading up with bonus cards if we really wanted to. We could get the Vireo, especially since it counts for our backyard bird here. I'll take it. Still not anything we can use with the Merganser, but that's alright. We are going to need to take some food here, but that's also alright. Ooh, that's actually something I needed. I could, since we are so heavily into food. Although no, I need to take a lay eggs action anyway, so we might as well get the food proper. So we'll get that extra worm. We will roll that. We'll get another worm. Now we'll take a berry. Yeah, we'll cash it on the card, lay the egg, re-roll, and what do we want? We want a fish. Just again, in case we have something interesting in the wetlands. There are lots of predator birds in the wetlands that eat fish. Makes sense to me. More free worms. Alright, let's, jeez, all of this, see, this is what you want at the beginning of the game. These are all fantastic starter birds, but not what we need right now.
Black-tailed godwit.
All right, what do
These
we got
birds
here?
Are protected from
Large
hunting in much
birds,
of Europe
okay.
due to population declines.
And now I'm going to draw 3 blind and pick 1. Even more starter birds. Screech owl, more starter birds. Burrowing owl. Well, it's something. Choose a bird to keep. I'll take the burrowing owl. More starter birds. Jeez, it's just like a whole pack of starter birds, which means their initial starter hands must have sucked. Absolutely sucked. Ooh, free card from the Galanu. The grab. It's a thing. We can play to grab. We can grab to grab. Since we are on total birds, I might misfood the burrowing owl to avoid having to keep a rat in my hand. And also because we don't have any eggs in our thing right now, and that allows us to get 3 eggs when we do an egg action. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Burrowing owl. These owls often use old prairie dog burrows for their underground nests.
Don't think I've ever actually played a burrowing owl before. I'm usually not the fan of the dice on bird feeder, or not on bird feeder. Ooh, and that edged us out with total birds played too. I'm glad I grabbed it. Alright, I am willing to throw down the grab. I mean, it's not the most powerful of cards. It's a better early game card. More worms. We will pay the food. Eggs with platform nest. So we're gonna want to put one in the Yeah, that owl's our only source of of course, we got a couple more star nests coming up. Plus the goshawk if we really want it. Yeah. Lame. Lame power. Learn to hunt, you dang owl. We're kind of whiffing it with the really bottom of the barrel predator type powers. And Anhigna actually technically works with the Merganser. It does technically work. Do I want the Greb too? Yeah, I'll play the Greb.
Clark Scribe. Clark was a 19th century surveyor who collected specimens for the Smithsonian.
I mean, granted, not the greatest of predator, but maybe we can hit twice, or miss twice at least. Oh! A free fish? In my time of need? Why, thank you. I'm not going to take the extra thing, but I am going to take this thing. Ooh. No. I actually might consider the Swift for that, because we have a pretty decent engine. What are we going to discard? I think we're going to discard the Goshawk. Well, no, because it has the nest we want. We discard the Sparrow. Spoonbill's an interesting one, but I'm not going to keep grabbing cards. I think we have what we need. Alright, I think we need to grab food. Alright, we know we need a worm. Do I want to sacrifice the Goshawk? Kinda do, but it has the nest that we need. So, kinda don't. I kind of like all the cards I have here. We got our extra fish. Yes. Yes. Reroll. And we will grab additional wormage, because that will play into the Swift. And when it rains, it pours. Fair enough. Birds with brown power. So the Swift isn't going to help us out. This guy is, though. We are going to need to spend 2 eggs for it, but we still have 1 more egg to play the Swift. So we'll be good.
Anhinga. This bird is called snakebird. It swims with only head and neck above water.
Little late, Fish Crow. Spoonbill's still a somewhat valuable take here. I may grab the Spoonbill. Ooh, free card. Grosbeak. Little late. But that Spoonbill's talking to me here. How are we doing with backyard? Yeah, we're doing terrible with backyard birdier. That's probably another whiff. But we are 65 and over. We might whiff on both our bonuses if we're not careful. The Spoonbill will help us push us there, but we'll need 1 more. The Goshawk. The Goshawk will get us there. Yeah, Goshawk will get us there. Yeah, let's play the Swift. And I'm actually going to wrong feed it so that I have more worms to end of round feed it.
Common swift. Swifts stay in the air for months between breeding. The name Apis means, incorrectly, no feet.
Man, we win that one. So, yeah, we might not be doing well with our bonus cards, but our end of round bonuses are certainly shining for us. Alright, we got 5 turns to work with here, and we got to make it count. Oh, I lost out on the spoonbill, didn't I? Well, if there's something really good, there's not something really good. It might behoove me just to go laying eggs here. Or even better, no, actually, maybe we should play the hawk. Just so I can get a better food action. Of course, we don't have any eggs here. So we take a lay eggs action. And then, yeah, we go 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Whiff! And then, yeah, I think we sack both of these birds down here. We grab food so that we can get as much, vacuum up as many worms as possible. Chomp, chomp. We'll be laying more eggs so that we can max out that bonus.
Only nobles were allowed to use goshawks and falconry.
We need one more big winged bird, but I don't know if we're gonna get there. Ah! There goes all my worms. Alright, well, we're gonna... Do I even want to? Now that the worms are gone? What's face up? Nothing interesting. Yeah, we'll get one more of these. Get a worm, a fish, re-roll, more worm. And no worm. That's sad. That's really sad. That's like a 13% chance to whiff on a worm or a wheat on a fresh reroll. All right, we gotta just focus on laying. So let's get the eggs back on the important birds. And then we got the goshawk for one more. That's the other reason I played the goshawk. Rat. Nope. Can I just like toss it my rat? Just to say, here, let me help you out. I got a little bit of scoring on the Swift. And we took first place in every end of round bonus. So Even though both of our bonus cards whiffed our end of round bonus, we literally secured the maximum possible. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, our birds were too valuable. That's not a bad thing. So 22 points is the maximum possible you can get for end of round bonuses. $86. Oh, they changed the end of round ding for the pumpkin farm. Not too bad. I feel redeemed. Granted, our opponents could have gotten just terrible starting cards. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget this Friday we're going to be doing a multiplayer mashup, possibly streamed, possibly not, but possibly streamed. So stay tuned for more details. Until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!